Hi, my name is Holly, and I am one of the customer success people at Giraffe. And today I'm going to show you how to compare multiple sites in a single project. So typically in Giraffe, you define a site boundary, and whatever you draw within that site boundary is being counted as part of the same site. So you get your FAR, your open space coverage, all of that based on the site boundary that you drew. However, sometimes you want to compare multiple sites to each other within the same project. This could be for a large urban master plan, or it could be something like this situation where you're trying to decide which parcel would be the best one to buy. So let's take a look at that use case here. So I have three parcels next to each other. I think all of them might be a good solution, but I'm not exactly sure which one I should go with. So I'd like to compare those. The first thing I'm going to do is turn the parcels from that parcel layer into giraffe geometries. And I'm just going to do that by right clicking and then clicking create. I want each of these parcels to be their own individual geometry. So I'm going to click create on each one of those. And then the next thing I'm going to do, just to make my life easier down the road, is give each of those the parcel usage. And I'm also going to copy all of the properties that came from the original layer as well, just so I have this information to make some calculations later. So with that step out of the way, the next thing I want to do is create a layer group for each of these parcels. So I'm going to do that first by putting the geometries each on their own layers. And you can sort of organize your layers however you wish. But the way I'm going to do it is by uh, built form as one of the layers. So parcel A, and the parcel outline itself on separate layers. And then to group those together, I'm just going to grab one of the layers, drag it on top, and it's going to put those into a group together. And I'm going to call that group parcel A. And now a cool thing, since I need to do this multiple times, I can duplicate these drawing layers. And since I haven't put anything on them yet, it's just going to create those new empty layers that I can use again. So I duplicate those and it makes me another group. And so it's just really easy to sort of whip through these, double click in here, adjust the name so that I have a similar naming convention throughout. And do that one more time for parcel C. Parcel C. Parcel C. And then the last thing I need to do is just put these geometries onto the correct layers. So this one, I'm going to select these two items from parcel A and put them on the built form parcel A. And I'm going to grab the parcel and put it on the parcel outline A. Do the same thing for B, parcel outline B, built form B, and then parcel outline C, and built form C. Now, with all of those things set up, I'm ready to start sort of analyzing these things in analytics. So if you are used to using the Urban tab for your metrics, the Urban tab is sort of very high level and very generic. So something where you want to compare multiple parcels in the same project, your best bet is going to be setting that up in analytics. Now, you could use just the sort of default templates that are linked here or start building something from scratch. But I know in our content library that we have a template set up for industrial already. So I'm just going to drop in that simple industrial pro forma. And I am going to grab the usages from that template just to make sure that everything counts well. And with that, I'm already seeing everything sort of calculating parcel by parcel. The reason for that, if you pulled this in and it was still calculating everything all together all at once, the reason would be that your analytics is set to no grouping up here, but the key is to set it to group by layer group. And that's going to separate out these calculations to only consider the elements within each layer group. And then I want to adjust the order of these just so it makes a little bit more sense. I'm just going to drag and drop. But now I'm getting all of my information like my FSR, my GFA for each parcel, which is going to be really important in telling what I should be choosing as my best option. And I'm even getting some sort of initial cost data, which could help me decide as well. Something I actually want to add to the costs, and the reason that I copied all of this data onto my geometries is the land cost. So I'm going to create a new measure here, and I'm going to use the value currency. And then I'm just going to search through my project for a property, and that property is land value. I know that's coming from the sort of tax assessor data that was included on those parcels. And I just want to pull that in and compare them side by side. So this is going to be really helpful as well to tell between my sort of total build costs versus how much I'm going to have to pay for the parcel. It'll give me a whole picture of what the actual potential of that land site is. So that's a really quick way to compare your different sites side by side within the same project. So I just copied those parcels, set up my geometries on different layer groups to make sure that all of my items were being calculated together correctly. And then I created a set of metrics in analytics that I then grouped by layer group so that I could see each calculation separate and side by side. Hope that helps. Thanks so much. And hopefully you get some good value out of this. Good luck and have fun building in Giraffe.